In my last video, I dealt with Doge and how the left was screaming that Kerrville, Texas happened, that horrible flood, because of Doge and because of cutting back the finance from President Trump. We destroyed that lie. Go back and watch that video if you need that information. Or better yet, subscribe to my daily blog and you'll get it in your email. Go to Substack and look for Professor Toto. That's my stage name, Professor TOTO on Substack. In this video, I want to deal with the next theory that's out there of what caused this flood. When I was a little boy and floods came, which happened all the time, we blamed Mother Nature. But now that's not good enough for us. We need to blame somebody. Was there cloud seeding in Texas? Yes, there was. 2 days before the flood. But, a big but, okay? I want to give you the facts so you'll quit being hoodwinked by the hustlers of fear all over TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. Not only did they cloud seed on July the 2nd, the company's called Rainwater, they also seeded the clouds the week before that, the week before that, the week before that, all the way back to 1948. Why? Why do they seed clouds? Well, in the United States, only 2 states, maybe 3, do cloud seeding. I'll let you guess what states those are. Texas and California. Why? Because those 2 states are prone to what? Drought. I want to tell you what cloud seeding is, what it's not, what it can do, and what it did not do in Kerrville, Texas. Basically, here's what cloud seeding is. It's salt. That's it. It's iodine. They literally take salt in the middle of a cloud and release those particles. All the vapor in those clouds that might not have formed into water or droplets will cling to those particles. And those particles will create droplets, and eventually there will be enough droplets to where the water will begin to fall or snow. States are contracted with these companies to help produce a little help for their farmers. It's like adding rock salt when you're making homemade ice cream. If you're going to make homemade ice cream, you pour the ice in. But why did we always pour the rock salt? Because the rock salt drops the point of freezing in that ice, clings to the salt. And that's what cloud seeding is. Now, the sad thing about cloud seeding, it's only effective about 5% of the time. So they go up, shoot the salt particles into the clouds, and if there's water already in that cloud, in other words, if it's a cloud, it's got to be a cloud, then it might, if we're lucky, increase the rainfall from that cloud about 5%. Okay, they've been doing this since 1948. It did not cause a flood the week before in Kerrville, or the week before that, 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 or the week. They do this all the time. Why? Because cloud seeding cannot cause storms. Cloud seeding cannot cause what happened in Kerrville, Texas. When you seed the clouds, the effects last for about 12 hours. You go to the cloud, you've got about 12 hours for anything to happen, if it happens. They seeded those clouds July the 2nd. Nothing happened. 2 days later, 48 hours later, this great storm from the Gulf called Mewe moves in and settles over Kerrville, Texas, dropping, I believe, at 120 billion gallons of water. The cloud seeding effects were already dissipated. They were never seeded. Those clouds from the storm Barry was never seeded. It was clouds from 2 days earlier. And if you'll just look up in the sky real quick and see a cloud, and they're moving out of the area. That was not what caused that storm. We need to quit embarrassing ourselves and educate ourselves. Cloud seeding is not evil any more than putting rock salt in ice cream. Ice is evil. You're trying to produce a little bit more for your farmers. We need to stop the insanity. Did you know you can be a conservative without being crazy? Did you know that? I was used by God to uncover great corruption in 2020. Nobody believes in it more than me. But we have to be careful that we're not uncovering crud and calling it corruption, all right? You just got the truth about cloud seeding. I explained to you what it is, what it's not. It cannot create a storm. Now, someone said, well, if it could produce 5% more rain, would that not have contributed to the storm? The answer is no. Remember, limestone, hill country, Texas, limestone. The water doesn't absorb, it runs. When you're dropping 120 billion gallons of water in a 4-hour period of time, it has nowhere to go. Let me give you an example. Let's say you filled up a pitcher of iced tea to the brim, and then somebody pours a half a cup on top of it. It's not the half a cup that caused the flood. It was the fullness of the pitcher. Knowledge really is power. Cloud seeding is not evil. Cloud seeding has been happening since 1948. They don't cause storms. They don't cause destruction. What causes destruction is called Mother Nature. It happens. Life happens. And all we really need to be doing right now is praying for the victims, making donations to any funds that are available. Our ministry is already working on that. And number 3, the real problem was that river, which is prone to flooding, there was no sirens that went off. There was no weather radios in those cabins at the camp, no cell service. So there are solutions, but let's find the real solutions and keep our heads out of the clouds. Thank you. Bye-bye.